Welcome back to Clutch Takes. I know you guys like bold predictions, so we're giving you ours. Top 10 bold predictions for the 2020 season, and I hope you guys like the video.
My first prediction is that Frederic Anderson will win the Vezina. My reasoning behind this is that last year he was in the conversation, but he fell off near the end just because he was burnt out from all the starts. And I feel like if Hutchison can come in and give them 20-25 starts and give Anderson some rest, he will not be as tired and his goals against average will go down, his save percentage will go up, he'll have more wins, and I think he'll win the Vezina.
As for my first prediction, I think Suzuki's going to win the Calder. Kako and Jack Hughes is the most hyped rookies of the next season, but Suzuki's going to have top line minutes on the best team out of all the rookies. He's going to be playing with Domi and Druin if Druin doesn't get traded, and he might even get first power play minutes. Suzuki's been the most hyped prospect for the past year or two, and he's been tearing it up wherever he goes, preseason, juniors, or even in the playoffs last year.
This might be my least bias coming out of me, but I think Matthews will win the Rocket Richard. And this is just a factual statement because Matthews, if you look at his 5-on-5 play, he's been the top goal scorer out of all the players in the National Hockey League, near Ovechkin and others. And Matthews, I feel like, will do this in a record-breaking fashion, get 60 goals, first time since Steven Stamkos. And Matthews will get more power play time, so I think Matthews will win the Rocket.
My second prediction is that Donskoy will have a breakout season on the Avalanche. He was on the San Jose Sharks team on the third line, didn't get much minutes, but now that the Avalanche were looking for depth in their offense, they signed Donskoy to a contract which will allow him to play with Kadri and Burakovsky, and I think Donskoy will break out and get 30 goals, 70 points. He's shown this in the playoffs numerous times, but he just never got the spotlight through the depth offense in the Sharks, but now he's going to break out.
Now, this prediction might not look too bold at first glance, but trust me, not getting 50 points is pretty bold, as you have to be really bad to get this. As even the bad teams, Ottawa last year was terrible and they still got 64 points. So this is having at least a 14-point decrease. And Ottawa is in for a tough year with their tough division and all the parity, and I just think they'll be left behind.
Everyone is counting out the Pittsburgh Penguins because they are sick of their past success and they want them to not make the playoffs. But I think that with the team around them is still good, Matt Murray is going to not win the Vezina, but be a Vezina candidate. Reason being is because there's too many good goalies, and I think he's going to have a great year, as last year he had a really good second half but had an injury-filled first half. But this is going to be a full year of a great Matt Murray.
I think the Devils will make the playoffs, and this is a bold prediction because last year they finished 29th in the standings, drafting Jack Hughes first overall, only being 1 point ahead of the Los Angeles Kings. And this team is a lot deeper than last year, as, like I said, they added Jack Hughes from the draft, Wayne Simmons, added PK Subban in a steal of a trade, and I think they'll get better goaltending this year from bounce back from Schneider. And I think that they'll surprise a lot of teams how young and fast they are.
My next prediction is that Chicago will win the Central. Not a lot of people are picking them to win the Central because last year and the year before that even, they seemed to fall off. But now they added Alex Nylander, Leonard as their goalie, so now Crawford doesn't need to have a bigger role. And they've added a lot of defensive players like Mata and so on. I think that Patrick Kane, DeBrincat, Taves, all these players will come together, and I think they'll win the Central.
My fifth and final prediction is that Barkov will win the Hart Trophy. Barkov was not close last year to winning the Hart Trophy, but he had an amazing second half last year, being almost like a 2-point per game player, going off with Jonathan Huberdeau. And I feel like him and Huberdeau will continue that magic into this season, over a whole season, and he'll crack the 100-point barrier. And with Florida being so deep this year, I feel like people will finally know his name and realize him as one of the best players in the whole NHL.
For my last prediction, I think Dallas cleans house. Not their house, but I mean as in they're going to trade a lot of players away. I think that someone needs to be bad in the Central, and it's going to be the Dallas Stars. Since Chicago was the bad team last year, they gotten better. I think Dallas is just older. They don't have much depth. Bishop, injury problems. There's just a lot of problems with that team. They're slow. They can't score. Pavelski they added, but I mean he's 35 or 36 now. So I think it's kind of like over for Dallas, and I think Radulov or Ben or even both is going to get traded by the trade deadline. If you guys have any problems with our bold predictions, leave a comment below and we'll answer back pretty quickly. We like to answer to our fans. Also, I hope you guys like the video. Keep watching our videos because there's much more to come. See you guys later.